I
It's
can
nothing
tell
in
you
furtherance of
when it
nobody. That's
come
what
to
I'm
Four
saying.
Corner Hustler. Listen, bro, I got a homie right now on the OTF case on the Four Corner Hustler. His name is
Okay.
Chief Jones. Look him up.
Okay, so this is what's going on, man. We about to get this once and for all. Y'all got shit fucked up. We ain't gonna keep doing this, man. Y'all ain't gonna keep doing this. Excuse the mic situation right quick this morning because I had to get it together. Okay, so my bad, y'all. So here we go. Wait, here we go with this nonsense again. Like it's starting to damn to be ridiculous. Like how are y'all not understanding what's going on here? So let's listen to some of this argument. This is what I'm pointing out here. This is what I'm pointing out at this specific part of the argument because I didn't made the video. I didn't show y'all the proof and made it make sense. I don't think it had to be done a million times, but the more I see this shit. Now the point right here in this argument is now check this out. In a in most cases, a lot of cases I done seen when we was pulling out paperwork on guys who, of some influence, whether they the people's champ or not, it's always kind of like uh, a clear win on either side, whether a motherfucker snitching or they're not. And the argument mainly be about, the nature of him snitching or him trying to have find a way to justify the snitching outside of the civilian uh goddamn excuse. If you're not a civilian, there's no reason to have snitch, and most of the time it's not a question about whether they snitched or not. It's have a lot
He's
of
on the case as a alleged shooter.
it's like
If Foe come out, it's supposed to
okay,
be
well, then
Foe
fuck
told on
it.
Dirk
Is
them so he can get
snitched
a
or not?
less time. He
And the people
excommunicated. It's like
by
we not
fighting not to
fucking
do
with you,
anything.
Okay,
dude.
but that's
So
but
so
this
that
is
Motherfucker, if
that's
he's not
is
you.
no way.
yeah, he's
That's
That's
just
snitching.
how it
you.
goes.
So you so
Then
so you doing the same thing I'm
is there
doing. You
any
saying that
reasonable
nigga, this is
doubt
how it
that
goes,
points to the fact that he
right? Because
didn't
that's how it
snitch?
go with
That's
you.
how it go. That's how it go when
Okay,
you in a
so
Well,
if I
it's
mob.
if
not
I
true,
Period.
decide
or
if
it's
me and
not
you get picked
100%.
up
Why are they
and we charged
snitching?
with
To
conspiring
say
to
he
move
snitched,
weed across state
it's
lines,
not even
you
like
go
they.
in there and say
It's not
I
even
ain't do
like
nothing, and I
that
go in
they're
there and
saying.
say yeah I conspired with other members to move
They trying
drugs
to really
across
get to
state
the
lines.
bottom of it.
What is
They really
that?
believe he
But
snitched.
folks, listen to me.
They
They,
really
No,
don't
what is
have
that?
proof or
It
support
ain't
that's
for it,
you
nobody
and
on this
that's
case but
and
you
me
and
and
they
you.
not understanding
It's
how it be
nobody on this
challenged.
case
This is
but me and
strictly
you charged with this
motherfuckers
conspiracy.
with
We both accused to be
often a
members.
gray area that leans
You
towards
go
he's
in there and
not
say,
though.
no, I ain't
And
do
these
nothing.
it's
They got,
motherfuckers who
oh, we
might
got
even
messages
say
against you. You done seen all that shit. You still
you
like, no,
know
I
you a
ain't do it.
snitch
I go in there and say,
without even a
damn, they
proof
got
like
these
that
messages.
jacket there. You know you
Yeah,
can't
I
give that to
conspired with other members.
nobody.
What is that?
The Blake I
Can I
expect you to
can I
be
ask you
Byron. I
something? Because I
expect
think
you to
I
be
think what it
way
is, we
more,
creating these hypothetical
and so
scenarios
and
that
you know
don't
you
match,
This
right?
not a
about it.
hypothetical. This is what happened in the
Okay,
case.
okay, all right, cool.
Some of it.
So I'm gonna ask you this, right? You and four people get caught for robbing a bank. They got everything on camera, right? Y'all
I
faces, y'all.
don't give a fuck how
I'm
much evidence they
okay.
got,
This is
bro.
not. That's not. Let
Y'all
me
trying
hear
to
it. I
make
didn't
this
say. I
about
didn't say you
how
did.
caught we
Hear
are.
hear fully. Hear
If
fully.
one nigga on there
Hear
say
fully
I
what
didn't
I'm
plan to do
saying.
that
Hear
shit with
fully what I'm
them,
saying. You
we
trying
all
to
gotta
guess.
say that, or
You trying to
everybody
guess.
tell
You
it.
trying to guess.
See now, like the whoever the man being humble, it sound like it's Breeze. Like he's saying, you trying to guess what he finna say. He's saying if 4 people in the court and you're not letting them finish. But because the reason why you're not letting them finish, because what you think he's about to say is automatically sounding as if it's justifying any of Surf's action. And you don't want that at all. So you immediately jumping on it, which that's not even the case, man. Let him finish saying what he's saying first. And my point of this, part of this, is to show that how motherfucker is so adamant to say he's snitching without even the evidence, and then ready to jump on a motherfucker head when you're trying to guess and predict what he about to say versus what he is actually saying.
That's where I'm going. Just hear me out, and you can reserve the right to still feel the same way. But you got to hear me though.
Right, respect the
So they got
punishment.
everything on camera, right? They got everything on camera. Y'all faces, y'all rob them. They got the audio or whatever. Y'all saying this, whatever, the guns, all that shit. Two of y'all shoot somebody. They got that. So they offer all y'all a deal. If y'all plead guilty, we giving y'all X amount of years. Let's just say 8 years or whatever. I'm just throwing a number out there.
Mm.
Y'all go to trial, y'all getting at least 30 years or more. So say y'all talking, right? You and the co-defendants. And I don't know where people say co-defendants don't be together. I done been at co-defendants, we in the same cell, even in the county. But so say y'all talking, and three out of the four y'all say, man, we better take this deal we cooked. And one person, what for whatever reason, in the world you want to give him, say, no, I want to go to trial and fight it. I'm asking you, as the one of the other three people that want to take the deal, you saying, well, he want to fight it, so I'm gonna fight it too.
Yeah, you got to.
I'm like, okay. I'm just
Or you got
asking,
to
nigga. I'm not.
say
It's not me. I'm not on trial. I'm asking you what you would do. That's all I'm
you
asking.
got you got
Now listen to the motherfucking bullshit, dumb dickwad, clown ass, crazy ass, goofy ass shit this man just said. Now I don't even really be disrespecting a motherfucker, especially a motherfucker like Blake. And let me tell you why, right quick. Byron Blake, he is his own man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he didn't have altercations. I'm talking about if you get jumped on camera or whatever, it still just shows that you actually out here living his life. You know what I'm saying? No matter what, you can't live both. So a man of his caliber to me, if nothing else, like I said, I'm not saying if he's super gangster, super tough, and none of that shit. I'm just saying the average life of a black man coming up in this fucked up world, he definitely, you know what I'm saying, is on the team, you know, the same team I'm on. So I give him that, and I'm not understanding. It sounds for it to be coming from Blake. See, if it came from somebody other certain other motherfuckers, I'd just be calling them goofy ass clown motherfuckers that just talking and don't know. See, but Blake, he's smart enough. Where Blake know enough to where he can argue either side if he want. He know that. If he want to argue that Serve did not snitch, he know he can. He know what he can present to say that. And if he want to say that he did snitch, he can argue that as well. Like I can debate either one. You know what I'm saying? It's still only one that's going to be more factual, but I could debate either one, and Blake can debate either one. And it just seemed to me as if he is, choosing the other side for whatever reason, because he know damn well that's why he stopped the man before he finished his statement the first time, and that's why he know goddamn well if four of y'all just did the thing, they got motherfuckers on camera and all that shit. Three of y'all like, man, I'm finna take this deal. I'm not finna go to trial and I'm guilty. I am not finna go to trial and I'm guilty. And one man said he finna fight it, and you're telling me that that makes the nigga a snitch for saying, bro, I'm not finna fight these people and I'm guilty. I'm not about to fight these people and I am guilty. And that makes him a snitch because for whatever reason, this dude wanna go to take his shit to trial. Come on, man, that sounds fucking crazy. So let's get to the meat of it. Pause. Because what it is the thing right here is obviously we're saying that motherfuckers saying that uh 86 motherfuckers was saying not guilty. 86 motherfuckers trying to get off the shit. 86 motherfuckers. And you telling me 86 motherfuckers, and out of 86 of them motherfuckers, in order for you to take your plea, speed up your process in life, to stand up to your crime, to admit guilt for yourself. I ain't talking about telling on nobody. I ain't talking about no civilian shit or nothing. I'm saying, look, I'm a bag out there. There's people who eat off me. I put tens of thousands of dollars in people's pocket. I am a bag. I got shit to do. I need to get on with my life. Let me be guilty. If they allow me an opportunity to be guilty and speed up my process, I have to wait to see what 86 other motherfuckers doing. Nah, bro. Nah, bro. But let's get this straight. let's hear about what exactly it is when a motherfucker is pleading not guilty. Cause they say uh, 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 they say, well, these people are saying they not guilty, so they trying to get off of it. Let's check it out.
Defendants almost always plead not guilty at arraignment because it's a safe, standard first step that preserves all options, like negotiating.
Oops, my bad, y'all. My bad. That shit. I'm trying to. My bad. I fucked that up. Did I do that? My bad. Oh, I'm pushing around. Okay, my bad. Here we go.
Defendants almost always plead not guilty at arraignment because it's a safe, standard first step that preserves all options, like negotiating a plea deal, reviewing evidence, or going to trial, without locking in guilt prematurely. 015 You can always change to guilty later, but not the reverse. 5. Most haven't consulted a lawyer yet or had time for discovery, so rushing a guilty plea risks a worse outcome. 6. The 10-second speed, arraignments are mass, scripted formalities. Judge reads charges, asks how do you plead, defendant, or lawyer says not guilty, and it's over. Efficient for busy courts. 0.
Okay, so we see that right. We see that right. Okay. Now let's get this together because I'm trying to make it clear and understood. I'm trying to make it clear and understood. Okay. Now let's hear some more of this argument, debate, and I'm going to continue with what I have. Okay, cool.
I'll say, all right, fuck it, we gotta fight it then, or you gotta snitch.
What?
You snitching and they got
This
because
shit
you
real.
don't have
This
to,
shit is.
but you don't have to snitch if you plead guilty. You don't have to. You can say I'm
You
guilty of
don't
whatever
have
y'all
to, but
charge me.
if they require us, if part of that plea requires us to go in there and say that I conspired with other people to do this, and then I'm snitching.
So
Okay.
if you
If
get
my
your
plea,
Yeah, I heard this shit. Come on, man. Okay, man. That like, come on, bro. Like, I don't even believe that you're doing that, man. I don't even believe that you're doing that, bro. But okay, let's listen.
So the questions in regards to the crime and evidence that act during the pleading process. What is the exact purpose for that? What's happening? Live Q thoughts, Rushmore. The questions about the crime and evidence during the plea colloquy, pleading process. Establish a factual basis for your guilty plea. Courts mo.gov. Their exact purpose. To confirm you admit facts supporting every element of the offense. E.g., did you specific act, on, date, ensuring the plea is knowing, voluntary, and not coerced, preventing later appeals claiming it was invalid or you were black phone 2 and 3 adders now. Innocent regulassociates.com. review gmu.edu in Missouri. It's required by court rules before the judge can accept it.
Okay, so as they say, I said so. Questions in regards to the crime and evidence of that act during the pleading process. What is the exact purpose for that? And it says the questions about the crime and evidence during a plea ecology pleading process establishes a factual basis for your guilty plea. Their exact purpose to confirm you admit facts supporting every element of the offense. I'm tripping. Did you specific act on the specific date, ensuring the plea is knowing, voluntary, and not coerced, preventing later appeals claiming it was invalid or you were innocent. In Missouri, it's required by court rules before the judge can accept it. So before the judge can even accept a guilty plea, a plea bargain, that's what you have to go through. So if you want to say that that's snitching, they're saying anytime a man takes a plea bargain, he has to snitch. Okay. Now, now he said, you know you're guilty, and this man want to go to trial. You don't have no means of going to trial. You're guilty, and the man saying you saying fuck that. I gotta just go on and snitch, or or go to trial. My life decision got to go that route. So standing on your 10 toes is you saying is being stupid according to that. Now I ain't saying standing on your 10 toes is being stupid. I'm saying if standing on your 10 toes mean you can't plead guilty, then that's some other shit. Okay, so let's check this out. Let's check this out. Let's check this out. Um, Cause you gotta get it. You gotta get it. You gotta get it. hmm Okay. Okay. Here we go. So what I'm about to ask it now is, so we all had this understanding. We all had this understanding because, like, obviously, like I said, these motherfuckers, they acting like I've never even heard of their process they talking about. Okay, let's go. Y'all ready?
No, if there are any co-defendants, does that mean that those questions that are asked specifically about the individual's crime is that used against other defenders if that defendant does not put these claims in as a witness? Thoughts? No. In cases with co-defendants, the factual basis admissions, specific crime details, one defendant makes during their plea colloquy aren't admissible against the others at trial. They were hearsay, and under the Bruton rule, followed in Missouri, such out-of-court statements by a non-testifying co-defendant can't be used if they implicate others, violating confrontation rights, only usable against the speaker, unless they testify as a witness.
Okay. So no, in cases with co-defendants, the factual basis admissions, specific crime details, one defendant makes during their plea colloquy aren't admissible against the others at trial. They're hearsay and under the Burton rule followed in Missouri. Such out of court statements by a non testifying co defendant can't be used if they implicate others, violating confrontation rights, only usable against the speaker unless they testify as a witness. So just like if a motherfucker is going in there trying to snitch, if a motherfucker was in there snitching on somebody, they're gonna be implicating themselves as they snitch is supposed to be their way of knowing that it's the truth. They're gonna be implicating themselves, and the information that they use to snitch cannot be used against them in no criminal way. They can't incriminate themselves while they snitching on a motherfucker. So this goes the same way, vice versa. If I'm telling on myself, if I'm admitting a crime myself, if I'm giving up this information and details about a crime about my motherfucking self that makes me guilty, part of that is you cannot use my information to incriminate nobody else but me. If I'm not in here at somebody's trial date taking a stand as a witness to testify, then you cannot use my court procedures to plead guilty to convict somebody else. Period. That's just not how that works. Now, when they at this point of where they questioning him and it's saying the court, have you such and such such and such such and such defended? Yes, ma'am. The court, da 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 defended. Yes, ma'am. When it says the court, that is the judge specifically speaking themselves. That is coming from the judge. That's not the prosecutor talking for the judge. That's not nobody doing sign language for the judge. That is the judge talking to the defendant. The judge is not talking to the defendant on a plea bargain until the deal is already made. Meaning the prosecutor, the lawyer talked about what they was gonna do. The attorney came back to the defendant, like, look, this is what we can do, this is how we can work it. The defendant, okay, I'll take that. The prosecutor and the attorney then holler at each other, okay, he gonna take this, we got this, boom, sign this, sign that, bam. Now let's bring it to the judge. Hey, judge, this is what we got. Boobity bop bam, bamity bam bam. Yes, and is there a recommendation, state recommendation, court recommendation, whatever? Yeah, and it's this. Okay, cool. Let's make sure that the defendant is hip. Okay, defendant. Is this the bobbity bop bop bobbity bop? Yep, 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 yabbity yep, yep. Is this such and such, such and such? So yeah, you're such and such, such and such. Yeah, there you go. But they cannot use this information against nobody else to convict them. Now, just for those who act like they don't understand that, what part in this paperwork can they use from surf statement to convict anybody else? And whoever it is, say it. See, when and I appreciate whacking everybody who understand how the system go and trying to present it and project it. But Byron is too smart for the general on the surface shit because he trying to bullshit playing word games. Look, that's why when you approach it like, who did he stitch on? Like, what did he tell on? Like, who did that gives Blake and whoever the chance to say, well, nah, what do you mean? Who did he tell her? He told on everybody because he said this. Nah, fuck that. Tell me exactly, because that's what this all is about. The paperwork, it's about what is said, what is written, not what nobody thinking, not what nobody intent is. It's we're gonna go with the paper, the paperwork. So you tell me, who can the judge or the prosecutor say, and I'm using the name John Doe and by the numbers 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So to make it as simple, who can a judge say, okay, based on John Doe 1 saying Santa Claus is coming to town, then we can convict John Doe 2 for being Santa Claus and coming to town. What can they take out of Surf statement? What can they say that is evidence to convict whom? Example, let's just say one of the questions about, did you and affiliates of this what they call it, this organization, this this gang, this enterprise. Okay, so did you and any affiliates of the enterprise agree to, 1 or 2 crimes, and he said, yeah, let's take that. Who and what the fuck they gonna do with that to convict somebody else outside of him? Outside of Surf, what can they go and say? Hey, John Doe 2, Surf said that him and the enterprise did this. That's gonna get you convicted. No. So tell me, instead of all this, probably, maybe, let's get to the gritty of the shit. So for those who said that, yeah, they're gonna use the information and they can use it, he's telling on everybody. I challenge you to tell me, to get on this motherfucker and say, well, Surf says such and such, such and such, such and such. And that is evidence to convict such and such, such and such for such and such, such and such. You can't even get a crime out of what he said. Who can get convicted out of what he said? And what did he say about whom that's gonna get convicted? I mean, we ain't gonna just say, man, the whole enterprise. No, that don't work. You can't go to court and say, man, Surf said the enterprise. No, Surf said what? What did Surf say to convict who? Let's hear this again.
No, if there are any co-defendants, does that mean that those questions that are asked specifically about the individual's crime is that used against other defenders if that defendant does not put these claims in as a witness? Thoughts? No. In cases with co-defendants, the factual basis, admissions, specific crime details one defendant makes during their plea colloquy are inadmissible against the others at trial. They were hearsay, and under the Bruton rule, followed in Missouri, such out-of-court statements by a non-testifying co-defendant can't be used if they implicate others, violating confrontation rights, only usable against the speaker, unless they testify as a witness.
Okay, there you go again. So the information that Surf is putting down is only used against him. It cannot be used against none of the other defenders. It cannot be used for any of the co-defendants. That's why it's a plea bargain. It's a deal. I'm giving you information about me. You're giving me this much time, and these are the stipulations. And you say you cannot negotiate your own plea bargain terms. Yes, you can. It's a plea bargain. He's already negotiated the terms. He told the lawyer what he wanted to do, which was get this shit done immediately. The lawyer went to the prosecutor like, hey, what can we do? We got this guy here who's ready to go ahead and take his weight. What's the best way we can handle it? And the prosecutor say, well, we can do this and do that, and bobbity-bop. If there were any other stipulations where he would have to testify or anything, it would have been noted. So about time it get to the point to where the judge and the defendant are going backwards and forth, that is the ending of this. That's the deal is already done. The deal is already made. You don't even come to the judge until y'all got this shit together if it ain't trial. And it's saying that. So if y'all heard of people saying that it can't be used against them, what's the fuss about? Okay, and then if you want to ignore that, then tell me what it is that Surf said and who can it get convicted? Not no motherfucking anybody what it probably can and it might. Who in the fuck can get convicted off of what he said? Let's hear some more of this argument they having.
Plea ain't just to go in there. Look, this is how I play that. If they got us, they saying they got us, and they offering us pleas. Look, y'all want me to take 30, I take 30, but I'm pleading guilty to just bank robbery. I don't know nothing about nobody else. I ain't conspired with nobody. None. If they not willing to give me that plea, no plea go down.
I'm just
Niggas act
asking
like
you.
they
I'm
don't
not
got no
listen.
power
I'm
in the
Buki. I'm just
negotiation.
asking you. I'm just asking
Niggas
you.
act like they don't got no power in the
So it
negotiation.
is a
That's what I'm
point where
saying.
no plea goes down.
Where do this respect for the
Okay.
law come
Okay.
from all of a sudden?
No, but everybody on Surf case pled out though. Nobody fought it.
They were still fighting when he played out.
No, if so that's you talking about a technicality. If I hold on,
That's what I'm saying.
if
Everybody,
I
look,
plead, then of course everybody would not still fighting. Everybody shit still pending, but they all pled out. Nobody went to
no,
trial.
they still fighting.
Okay.
They still fighting.
How do you
Freak
know
was
that?
still
How do you know they
preparing to go
still
to
fighting?
trial. How they not still fighting if Killer filing paperwork saying I did not conspire with anybody?
Because some people
That's
might feel like
fighting,
they can
right?
get, or because some people might feel like they could get some of their shit off and might want to
But
get a
that's
better deal.
fighting, right?
No, yes. So that
Right. Okay. Okay. Let's cut the shit. Now what Briz trying to tell him, and I appreciate shout out to Briz, man. Because one thing I see that he's doing, he's being very humble about the situation. He's being as humble as he can about this situation. He's giving Blake or the arguer. He's giving them all the room they need. He's giving every benefit of the doubt, and that's what lets you know. You know what I'm saying? What's what, who, and what's real, and then he's being so humble about it. He's giving him, okay, I'll give you that. Okay, I'll give you that. Okay, you can have that too. I'll give you all that. I'll give you all that. But we talking 86 motherfuckers. And you saying out of 86 motherfuckers, and some of these people, it's not even like you decided to go on a mission with. Like, I'm going on a mission with him, and you're supposed to know who you're on a mission with. These people got all individual different charges that don't even goddamn me affiliate with each other, and everybody with their original charge, their individual charge, they are taking each person individual charge and putting it all together to make this one charge. So if this man got an individual charge from 3 years ago, and I got an individual charge from a year ago, we wasn't together and none of that shit. We weren't even in the same fucking state. And you telling me that if them motherfucker I got 86 of them. And if 86 of them motherfuckers don't say they taking a plea deal, they want to go to trial, then I got a motherfucking go to trial too. And if I don't, my only options is that I snitched? No. Just like what he just tried to say. I want to say, I did this bank robbery just with me. I didn't conspire with nobody. Okay, you can say that. But when you go in this motherfucking courtroom and you want to take this deal, the judge is going to make sure that you cannot appeal this shit. So whatever you saying, if you can say it directly, like I don't want to say I conspire with nobody, it's just me, my crime only, just me. You can say it like that, or you can say it the way however she answered the question. It does not matter. The information cannot be used against nobody else. The information cannot be admissible in no one else's trial. That information they're gathering is not for the sake of anybody but yourself, to ensure that you are guilty and you are voluntarily and knowingly taking this plea, not giving us information, not answering these questions, not admitting to this, none of that. You are voluntarily pleading guilty and saying you're guilty. You're not voluntarily giving up information. You're not voluntarily being a witness or testifying. You're voluntarily taking a plea. And in order to make sure that you understand you're voluntarily taking this plea, in order for us to cover ourselves on not coercing this, in order for anybody concerned who hears this can, without a doubt, say, yeah, he knowingly, voluntarily took this guilty plea, is what's the point of these questions? Nothing to do with anybody else. One time, this one time, just so we can know what page I'm coming from.
No, if there are any co-defendants, does that mean that those questions that are asked specifically about the individual's crime is that used against other defenders if that defendant does not put these claims in as a witness? Thoughts? No. In cases with co-defendants, the factual basis admissions, specific crime details, one defendant makes during their plea colloquy aren't admissible against the others at trial. They're hearsay, and under the Bruton rule, followed in Missouri, such out-of-court statements by a non-testifying co-defendant can't be used if they implicate others, violating confrontation rights, only usable against the speaker, unless they testify as a witness.
Now, let's make it make sense. So why is it that it's only good for him and not nobody else? Okay, because the state has the burden of proving the guilt. So if a defendant is willingly saying I'm guilty, then that means what he says out his mouth about himself is good enough. Is good enough for him to plead guilty himself. Okay, they don't have to prove. See, that's why this information is not admissible for nobody else, because if they try to use the information he's saying in somebody else's trial, well, they can just the defense automatically is, oh, that motherfucker was trying to get out of jail, so he just said anything and he just pleaded guilty to anything just to get out early. That don't got nothing to do with me. And it's gonna be hard as hell to get that man, if he ain't coming in here to testify, it's gonna be hard as hell to prove what he said about himself on somebody else. Fuck nah. That ain't gonna work. But it's enough to convict your motherfucking self. You can lie on yourself, shit, if you want to. Who gives a fuck? You finna say you're guilty, and you finna say you did this. Yeah. Well, that's enough to say you did it. But if we try to say you did it, and you saying you didn't, well, then we gonna have to prove it. We got to do some shit to prove it. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't have enough evidence to stick it on you. Pause. We don't got enough evidence to stick it on you. You know what I'm saying? Without a reasonable doubt. But that information he provided is enough to say he did it. They're not gonna say, man, prove to us you did it. Fuck nah. Prove to us you ain't lying, man. You ain't do that. Nah. Okay. This nigga said he committed this crime. He said he did it. That's enough for us. If you taking this plea deal and nobody making you do it, you're not scared, you're not intoxicated. So you know about this, that you did. Okay. Bam. That's enough to take this plea. Okay, we'll take that. We'll take the plea bargain. Bam, and give you your time. And nigga, if you try to come back telling them you didn't do it or some shit or try to get it up here, you can't. That's why we asked you all these motherfucking questions. But if this is about trying to get somebody else convicted for anything, then of course that's not even enough. They can't convict somebody off him saying he guilty for what he did. Nigga, I could say I'm guilty for a crime and just lie and say, nigga, the cab driver was my driver. That don't make the cab driver guilty. Now, if I want to go to trial, if the cab driver want to go to trial and they want me to be a witness, well, then that's all I'm going to be as a witness, and that may not even be credible. But you damn sure can't say, yeah, this guy is guilty because Sir said that he conspired with somebody. Man, there's 86 people in the enterprise that y'all speaking on. The case with the Rico, it got 86 motherfucking people. And without this man saying a name and said he conspired with somebody, not even talking about a crime specifically, they just said a crime. And they said this shit is all the way from petty larceny. So if that man say, yeah, man, I'm part of Rolling 60s and I did this crime. Who in the fuck out of them 86 people are they gonna convict off that? They gonna take these 86 people and say, hey man, Surf said that he conspired with a Rolling 60, a neighborhood Rolling 60 Crip member to do this crime. Surf said he conspired with somebody. It's one of y'all 86. No, he didn't even say it's one of them. All he said was some shit to get himself convicted, to get himself guilty. So what the fuck if you're not gonna listen to these people tell you that no, they can't use his shit against nobody. They can't. That shit is not admissible in somebody else's trial. Since you heard them saying that, if you're not gonna honor that, then tell me what in the fuck did he say that, and who can they convict off what he said? See, the way Wax stressing it, like he ain't say no name. That's giving motherfuckers room to say he ain't have to say a name. Good, they talk about the organization. Okay, fuck that then. Let's get to it then. Since they talking about an organization, who? He said they asked him, did he conspire with any of these members with the enterprise? Did he conspire with affiliates? And he said, yeah. So who in the fuck are they gonna go say? Surf said he conspired with somebody. It's one of y'all 86 people. We're gonna pick you. No, they're gonna have to say, well, who do you conspire with on what crime and when? And you're gonna have to they're gonna have to try to prove what crime somebody else did, and then say, well, Surf said this. Surf, what was you talking about? And he's gonna have to say a lot more other shit in order to convict somebody, or even attempt to say that they using his shit to convict somebody else. There's no way. So it's two things here, man. There's just strike. There's three strikes here. First of all, it's Surf, and we giving him they innocent until proven guilty. So he not snitching until you prove he snitched. So he already got that going for him. Number one. Okay, number two. It is said he cannot use his plea bargain information to convict nobody but himself. That is not admissible in nobody's trial. That's two strikes. And then number three, if you're not gonna listen to that, then tell me what did he say and who can get convicted off of it. And when we say who can get convicted off of it, you cannot give us no typical shit by saying anybody. No, that ain't how you do. That's not how court work. You don't nobody go to trial and just get anybody. Nah, nigga, you go to trial and somebody got to get in trouble. So what did he say? And who can get convicted off of it? You got nothing, man. You got nothing but a bunch of bullshit, man. The man didn't snitch. That's just fucking crazy. That's just fucking crazy to even think that. But let's just hear the rest of it for the sake of.
That's why I say technically, if you plea out, your case is still pending. You can say fighting if you still putting in emotions.
Yeah, that's fighting. That's fighting the case.
Okay,
If I'm putting in
you play if
emotions
you
saying
from the
y'all need to
streets,
dismiss
then I
this
know you
case,
playing like word games right now, man.
I'm not playing word games.
Now listen. Before he said this, rewind this video. You just heard me say that about Blake. Y'all just heard me say. Now I'm just listening to this video with y'all. Now you just heard me say exactly that. What this man, let me take it back a little bit. But Briz just said, man, if you from the streets, then you playing word games. I just fucking said that. That's crazy.
If you still putting in emotions,
Yeah,
you're better than
fighting,
you.
right?
No, yes. So that's why I say technically, if some of they shit off, and might want to
But
get a
that's
better than you.
fighting, right?
No, yes. So that's why I say technically, if you plea out, your case is still pending. You can say fighting if you still putting in emotions.
Yeah, that's fighting. That's fighting the case.
Okay,
If I'm putting in
if
emotions
you
saying
from the
y'all need to
streets,
dismiss
then I
this
know you
case,
playing like word games right now, man.
I'm not playing word games, my nigga. I'm being specific.
Okay. I know you.
How they
You
not
being
still fighting
specific.
if
Okay, if you being specific, then be specific about who can get convicted off Surf statement and what statement is it and who can get convicted off of it if you being specific. See, that's what I'm saying. He know what the fuck he doing. He know better. See, he can get the motherfuckers who don't know. But just like bro just said, and he not gonna fight with beat no dead horse. He heard, he can clearly hear dude Blake on some bullshit. Like he playing word games. So he like, man, fuck that. I hear what you doing, nigga. If you from the street, then you know you playing word game now you using the word. He thought he's still fighting, right? Like I said, but when they just had that paperwork on Mook about some shit, he was able to debunk that in his opinion, in his eyes. He knew how to debate that, then flip it. But now you don't want to get a man. This ain't a man against nobody. This is just pure hate, and you don't know the game no more. Now you lost and confused. Now you saying weird shit. Now you talking some shit about 86 motherfuckers on the motherfucking charge, and this nigga pleading guilty, and you talking about some. He gotta wait till all 86 people say they taking a plea board, or he's supposed to just sit down and take 30 years, or or fight because they fighting and he know he ain't got no win, especially if he got shit to do and he ain't got nobody to motherfucking, he ain't told on no motherfucker or none of that shit and he don't have to. What in the fuck ain't you getting? So by me knowing Blake done been there, he done been in some spots and he done been locked up just like I have. And he done seen a gang of cases. We done seen this shit a million times. He know what the fuck going on. He playing crazy.
Still filing paperwork saying I did not conspire with anybody.
Because some people
That's
might feel like
fighting,
they can
right?
get, or because some people might feel like they could get some of their shit off and might want to
But
get it
that's
better than you.
fighting, right?
No, yes. So that's why I say technically, if you plea out, your case is still pending. You can say fighting if you still putting in emotions.
Yeah, that's fighting. That's fighting the case.
Okay,
If I'm putting in
if
emotions
you
saying
from the
y'all need to
streets,
dismiss
then I
this
know you
case,
playing like word games right now, man.
I'm not playing word games, my nigga. I'm being specific.
Okay, you listen. You said what you would do. That's your decision. Well, 98% of the people who get federal RICO indictments plea out because they got you. So everybody going in trying to figure out the best
But
plea. They're fighting
but
to get
So
the
you're
best
everybody's
saying
plea.
two
pleas
percent
don't
don't plea
say
out.
the
You
same
saying
shit.
two
That's what I'm
percent
saying.
stand
Y'all
tall
trying
and
to
take that shit.
generalize pleas.
No,
You
no,
saying?
I
it's not.
ain't
I'm not
saying
saying two
every nigga
percent
that
stand
Y'all help
plead
me
tall.
out
out
here,
is
man.
a
Like,
snitch. I'm saying there are certain terms
oh,
that
Y'all
you
nigga.
gotta
can
help me
get
out here,
in
man.
your plea or out of your plea
The,
to make a difference.
they're fighting for the best plea deal.
They're not.
Everybody's going to plead.
Exactly. Exactly.
My nigga, he could have pleaded, bro. Listen,
He
the
could have
nigga
pleaded
got
what? He could have
charged.
pleaded
Listen, he
second
got charged
or
with some
third.
guns that he already had been charged with 4 or 5 years earlier. That shit got nothing to do with the game.
So
That's
so
the
so let
same
me
shit his
ask you this,
homie was
right?
saying. His homie saying, "Hey, I did sell some weed, but that shit don't got nothing to do with the game."
Right, and
That's
Surf's
the
plea
type
is
of plea
not going
you
to be
supposed to be
evidence
getting.
to make that him not be able to get that off.
Man, listen, prove it.
Prove what?
That's what he telling them. He
Right,
knew
that's
they had
fine for
that
him to
evidence when
say
he
though.
filed.
That's fine for him to
He
tell them to
listen.
prove it. That's what he. If he want to do that,
Okay,
that's
hold on. Let me say this. When we first heard about the case, right? Like as soon as the case happened, the news came out that they had them Instagram messages and all that shit. That was in like Surf buying paperwork,
right. I remember.
right? That's like a couple months. This motion was filed after that. So you think we knew that they had them messages and he didn't know that?
No, I know that
He
they
knew
knew.
that.
I
And
know. I know that they know.
he still tried to
No,
deny
no,
the
listen, no,
shit.
listen. What I'm saying, I know that they got a lot of shit we don't know about. I'm saying as far as like when the prosecution and the lawyer talking, they gonna say, I'm not saying these specifics in this case, but we got wiretaps, we got this. It's a lot of shit we don't know, which is my whole point of saying anybody saying I definitively know he told and this affected these people cases that everybody wasn't gonna plead. That's irresponsible as a street nigga to say that a nigga snitched based
No,
off
it's
that.
not, my nigga.
Okay,
If I can see the paperwork and see these niggas are still trying to fight the case.
you saying they trying to fight the case or get the best plea deal, man?
Bro, how do you the man say he was preparing for trial?
Of course.
So if we being technical, nigga, he was trying to fight the case.
You know how that goes. It's a lot of shit, man. Be saying, but like I don't know what, like it's like
That's what I'm
funny as
saying. So
hell,
you
man.
know
See, this what Blake know what that mean. Listen, man, you telling these people you prepared to go to trial. That's bullshit. That's what we say. But I don't know, cause that's giving that's game. That's game. You know, giving up. I don't know who uses that specific game. I don't know who actually, says that and don't mean it. So I don't know, but I know there's situations where motherfuckers is, you know, saying they going to trial, they ready to go to trial, and that's just, that's you when you go to court and you go to your arraignments and shit. You're not just saying, yeah, I'm guilty. You telling the motherfuckers you going to trial so they can prepare and see what they got to go to trial. And if they can't, if they feel like there might be a situation where they like, damn, this motherfucker here, he talking about going to trial and we ain't got no evidence, or he didn't pleaded for a fast and speedy trial and we don't even got no evidence to convict him. So we need to start trying to, hey, offer him this, offer him that. It's all a strategy. That man ain't thinking about going to no motherfucking trial. Like you said, they all trying to figure out their best motherfucking way out the shit. And and Blake, you fucking know that. And what you doing is you trying to confuse the people who don't know. You did. And also you being a advocate for those who actually, hating and want to say to call this man a snitch for whatever reason. Blake, you hear what the fuck going on. Just like my man's Bridge saying, I believe that's who it is. He is making it clear. He like, man, he not putting too much into it. He's doing just enough to let me know off the bat, okay, he know what he's talking about. And he not finna go with the foolishness as far as Blake playing these motherfucking word games or confusing the motherfuckers who really don't know better. Come on, man. You know goddamn well what the fuck going on around here, man. Blake, you know damn well how the game go. You know what it is when motherfuckers talking about they going to trial and shit. Did you go to trial? How did your shit work out? Well, I mean that's irrelevant. We ain't gonna do that. We ain't gonna do that because I'll open the door for you to that'll be a plus for you because your shit might have win a situation where You would say, yeah, I'm glad you asked me that because it's so and so. But I know me specifically, I didn't go to no motherfucking trial. I wasn't going to trial. Yes, I didn't play the game and bluff like I was going and didn't. Shit, my partner just that nigga case only healed up to 10. That nigga case was only up to it healed up to 10. They tried to offer the nigga 9. You did, and he already had like 3 in, and he up there listening to the motherfuckers in there. Oh man, they try to give you 9. Man, shit, your case only 10, man. You might well go to trial. So he's saying instead of taking the 9 years they trying to give you, your case only hold up to 10. So that's only a year. So for that year, you should go on and take your chance. You fuck around and get another. Although you know that you're guilty, since the plea deal only giving you a 1-year break, and you still basically getting the same amount of time, you got a chance to take their ass to trial, and you fuck around and can win. If you don't win, what can it hurt you? So the only thing you can doing is you buy yourself time, chilling, jamming before your time get, you know what I'm saying, you get hit with the time. You get time in on your case and shit like that. So you gone, it's like fuck it. Then I'm gonna go to trial. He let somebody soup him up to do that instead of taking that motherfucking 9 years, which he already would have had a couple years in on it, and then the crime wasn't gonna be considered violent had he took that, and he would have, you know what I'm saying? He had 3-4 years in on a 9. Shit, that should have been about over with. But nah, he let somebody trick him to playing with these people like he want to go to trial. And then once the trial date got to the nitty gritty, he tried to renege on it like, nah, man, fuck it, I'll take the plea. Them people, no, nigga, no. That shit off the table. We going to trial now. And the man went to trial and lost out and gave the brother life. The man went from almost getting 9 years and doing the max of 3 more years at the most. That's just if all shit went bad for him. But it could have been a lot sweeter. And play with that shit to the point to where them people gave that man a motherfucking life sentence, dog. Like, come the fuck on. Now, how did that end up happening? Why did that end up happening? Because he played with them people, man. Because he played with them people. Now, Blake is sitting up here talking about some shit he know goddamn well he wouldn't have did. He wouldn't have did that shit. He playing. Like, Blake know better. I know that about him. I don't be trying to diss on him. He doing his thing, but in this particular case, I'm not gonna let that man be a snitch. That's very irresponsible to call a man a snitch, and you don't have that motherfucking 100% proof. You going off on an opinion-based situation about what you would do, which is cool. But don't put that man out there calling him no motherfucking snitch without the proper accusation information.
Know how it go. You know a nigga
I
ain't
do
supposed to
know
be
how
going
it
in
go.
there.
I've been through it. I do know how it go, man.
I've been through it too, my nigga.
I'm not saying you haven't. I'm just saying I do know how it go. I'm just speaking for me, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just speaking for me. That's all. Yeah.
Listen, bro, I'm not from up north. You know how
You breaking up. You breaking up, Bridge.
Trouble shit.
You breaking up bad, Bridge.
I know, bro.
And when you say the 2% stand tall, it's not about like I don't like so basically y'all saying mostly everybody that catch the federal RICO, everybody that took a plea if you took it first, because some people do tell. You got that option. You got that option to tell and be willing to do a witness, and 90% plus times they memorialize that in the paperwork in your plea agreement. So some people do tell, but so if Surf would have took his plea second, third, fourth, fifth, or whatever, would you have felt the same, Byron?
you generalizing.
No,
Please,
I'm asking, would you have felt the same if he took his plea other than first?
if he pleaded, this is my logic. Anybody who pleaded guilty to doing shit in furtherance of the gang told.
And okay, so that we disagree on that,
That's
and
my
I'm not
logic. It
listen.
don't matter if you took the plea
You
second, first, 10th. If you pleaded guilty to doing it in furtherance of the gang, and they are using you and having you say in your plea that the gang has a hierarchy, that means you passing the blame up. So everybody who say they doing it in furtherance, passing it up until that shit get to the top.
What gang?
So everybody telling it
that
that
is
took it like that.
insane. Like I disagree, man, with that. Like I don't know how you think
No,
that.
because so you saying that you can't take a plea without you saying that if you get charged with conspiracy, you can't negotiate your way out of this shit into no other type of plea other than
Okay,
conspiracy. You have to go in there.
no. So this what I'm saying, right?
Cause I know niggas who
You
had
keep
Should we be
drugs
asking me
with
a
should we
question.
BCC
be
and ended
working
up
out a
just pleading
deal, or
guilty
Asking
to
should we just be
possession.
taking our time, bro?
you
Like
asking you
seriously,
asking.
should we working out a deal, facts, or should we just be taking our time? If we gangsters and we done killed somebody that got us on a RICO, should any of us in there be looking for a deal to get us home early, or should we just be in there like fuck y'all deal? We did what we did, and we staying solid about it. Whatever
That's
y'all
what
come with, if it's 100 years, we taking that, or is
No,
that TV
that's
and
just
that's
that's
movie shit?
okay.
Help me out.
That's no. That would just be stupid because if you're taking the time, why
Then you
wouldn't you want
play
your
deal.
lawyer to try to?
We ain't talking about if it's smart or stupid.
Okay,
We
all
talking
right.
about
Let
if
me
it's right
finish
or wrong
answering.
as a
Let
street
me
nigga.
finish answering the question
Everything
though.
street niggas do ain't
No,
smart,
most
bro.
being in the streets is stupid. And you know what I'm saying? I've done a
So
lot of
that's what I'm
stupid
saying. We
shit.
ain't talking
So
about if
I
it's
agree
all
with
smart
right,
or
that.
but
I
that's
agree
stupid.
with that.
so let me answer the
At
question
this
though.
age.
I'm not trying to argue with you when somebody else asks me a question. You know what I'm saying? Let me answer the question.
Hey,
So
bro. Hey, facts. I ain't gonna lie. That question Briz is asking is retarded
but
as
I
fuck.
said that let
Why,
me
but every
That
time I
shit
answer.
ask
is
you, why won't you just
crazy.
let him answer it though, folks?
Hey,
Why you won't
bro,
just let him
because
answer it though?
Briz and Byron, you talking about some, you know damn well it don't go
Well,
like that.
can I ask you second, bro? And I get facts opinion first. I want to hear what you got to say
Yeah,
too,
you
Fofo.
heard that
But
stupid ass shit.
Okay.
all right, that's cool. But just let facts then. Like if you don't want to
All right.
answer it, I respect that, brother. But facts was on his way to answer it, man. And I really would like to hear what he
All
got
right.
to say, brother.
So
Respectfully,
look,
thank you.
Briz. So say you want to accept your charges, right? Now, most times, right?
Uh-huh.
You want to say I just want my charges. The judge got to accept your plea if you plead guilty, right? A lot of the times.
Exactly.
So the judge got to accept your plea,
Mm-hmm.
meaning like the judge might be like, well, I don't know if you coerced or not or nothing. You either got to give me an account or I'm going to read your charges. You got to give me verbal confirmation that you saying you guilty. If
Mm-hmm.
you want to if you just want to, hey, I want y'all to cook me. They got to accept your plea. Now, if you say, well, no, I'm not giving
Type
an
shit.
account or I'm not giving a verbal, they can reject your plea
Mm-hmm.
and say you going to trial. You know that?
Type
Right.
shit.
So now you gotta confirm that I'm saying I'm guilty of something.
Yeah.
So whether they read off the crimes that's written and you say, yes, I'm guilty, or whether you give an account, you gotta plead guilty. Do
Exactly.
anybody disagree with that?
No, sir. No, sir.
That's some understanding right there. Trufo, what you got to say to what he just said? Because he broke it down real good. I think I would like to hear your take now and how stupid it is.
Man, listen. I can pull up 2 cases right now of
Shout
people
out to Fo, man.
directly connected to me, bro,
Great.
that was in these situations and went to trial. I don't know how shit be going where everybody else at,
You
but
got a choice though,
I don't.
Byron. I'm not mad at nobody who decided to go. Man, I went to trial. I went to trial when I knew I was gonna lose. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So I'm not.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying right there.
But
Where do that
Right.
go?
Hey, so Byron. Hey, Byron, when we was in Stateville and
Where,
we was talking,
where do the
did you,
respect?
did
Where
you,
do the respect for that go though? You know what I'm
but
saying?
hey, Byron, when we was in Stateville, did you
All
cop
right. I
out or did you
understand
fight
that.
your shit and get your time?
I copped out.
Oh my God. You just
I
was saying
copped
like
out.
copping out is the worst thing ever.
I'm not saying
And
that
I know
all.
you done copped out before, bro.
Listen, I never said that pleading guilty is snitching. I've never said that.
Okay.
I
Okay.
told y'all trying to generalize plea.
See, now this where we at. This where we at. See, like they say, every motherfucker playing word games now. And that is enough to solidify exactly what I'm saying. Exactly what I'm saying. If all these word games is getting tossed around and everybody is trying to make their point on the technical level and shit like that, then it is very, very obvious that motherfuckers that's saying that the man snitch is saying that shit without due process as far as the streets go. because it's obvious. Obviously, we got some street cats on the phone in this debate. We got people who's been to the joint already. We got people who've done pleaded out. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if from what I've heard right now, we got people on there who has pleaded out. I'm not sure if I recall anybody saying they went to trial. Well, somebody did say they went to trial and they knew better. But the bottom line is, you got a couple different opinions from the same kind of people that come from the same type of place that's supposed to be going off the same rules. So if there's any toss up in between the ones who are not goddamn me with the street civilians who are not civilians according to the streets, that and all of them ain't just saying the same thing. So why is it that all of them ain't saying the same thing? Is it just because motherfuckers got different opinions? No, because we know people got different opinions and we know people make different decisions. The reason why it's a conflict is because motherfuckers is trying to make their opinion override what's real. And what's real is you cannot call a man a snitch. That's some fucked up, irresponsible shit to call a man a snitch without the
agreements. I copped out for shooting a nigga. Yeah, I did it. No, nobody else didn't
So why
have
didn't
nothing
you?
to do
Why
with
did
it.
you fight?
Did
Why you just
nobody
didn't fight the
conspire with
trial and
me?
take the
It
18
was it
years they
was
was
my
gonna give you?
gun. It was my gun. Because me pleading guilty didn't require me to incriminate nobody else. That's the difference. I didn't have to plead guilty to plotting with some other niggas
But
to
when
shoot
they picked
somebody.
them niggas up, they already knew them niggas was all Crips together, bro. They knew that already, bro.
Just because we all Crips don't mean we all plan and commit crimes together.
So they wouldn't. It wouldn't be a RICO if they couldn't prove that y'all was together, bro. That y'all was doing.
No,
It
it
wouldn't
wouldn't
be
be
a
a RICO
RICO.
if they couldn't put evidence together that they think could prove it. They still gotta prove it, bro.
Oh my God. So why do they got an almost 100% conviction rate?
Because niggas is scared to make them prove it. It's a lot of niggas walking around that think like y'all.
So the
It's a
2% of
lot of niggas
so,
walking
so let
around
me
that think, damn,
Hey
let me just
Byron,
take
you
the
think
deal.
like us? You just told me you just took a deal for shooting a nigga. You just told me that.
the point.
Because it didn't require me to incriminate nobody. If I would have had to go in there and say, yeah, I conspired, I got drove to the scene. A nigga drove me over there. If I would have had to go in there and say, I conspired with him to go over there and shoot a motherfucker, I wouldn't have took it.
You said conspire with him, meaning you'll be specifying somebody, man.
Fucker, I would. If I would have had to go in there and say, I conspired with him to go over there and shoot a motherfucker, I wouldn't have took it.
You said conspire with him, meaning you'll be specifying somebody, man.
If it's only him and him charged with drug moving,
If
what the
if
fuck is it? What
if
else is it?
you're on a RICO, like anything you plead guilty to in
Okay,
your
and
crime,
everybody, hold
did
on.
it in
Y'all said
concert with
everybody on that
everything
RICO
that's
got their
going
own
on.
individual counts, right?
Right.
They
You absolutely
not counts overt acts, right?
right. Right.
So Killer's overt act is he's in charge of running the drug conspiracy. Sue Surf go in there and plead guilty to conspiring with members to move drugs across state lines. What are we talking about?
I don't know what you're talking about, man. I
It's
know
right
that
there in black and white.
I know there's somebody who don't know, like, would be confused. Just like I say when the judge
Nah,
asks me,
it ain't about
no,
who know and who don't know.
nah,
See, this the
okay,
thing I'm having with you, bro. You keep
yeah.
trying to minimize my knowledge on this shit like
I'm
I'm
not talking.
just
I'm
wrong.
actually including you with somebody who is supposed to know. What are you talking
Like
about?
you're like I'm wrong.
No,
It's
no, no,
not.
no,
It's a,
no. I'm
every nigga
I'm
got their
including.
right to plead guilty,
Did you
but
not
you
hear what
got
I
your
just
own
said? I'm
terms that you got
including
to be
you.
willing to plead guilty to.
I'm including you with somebody who's supposed to know. What are you talking about? You wrong. Didn't try to minimize your knowledge or
Hey,
nothing.
all I
I'm
gotta
saying
say, if
you should
y'all
know.
y'all making up excuses for this nigga pleading guilty, y'all need to let ID Boom back flat out, cause this is insane. For
Nah,
y'all to
Hey
call him a
Nez,
snitch,
hey Nez,
that's
hey
just crazy.
Nez.
I'm not.
That
nah,
shit you
man, it ain't.
talking about
Hey,
lame
nah,
as
bro.
hell.
I
Ain't
know.
nobody care about.
I'm
Fighting it.
trying
He
to.
took a
What does
plea.
him? What does? Okay, listen. You trying to make it seem like just because everybody else took a plea eventually that it's
No,
okay
no,
for
I
this
was only
nigga to go
commenting
in
about
here
what you
first
just
and
said.
say,
I'm only
yeah,
commenting
we
about
all
what you
did
just
it.
said. No, I'm just
We
commenting about what you said. You said he's
we
still
all
trying to
did it.
fight it.
He took a
Yes,
he
post
did take a
conviction.
plea,
Right.
but that don't justify dude going in there and
You know,
saying we
no,
all
see,
did it.
you trying to jump to something. I only was commenting about what you just said, that he's still
This
fighting
shit,
it, and
but
it
I'm
said it's
saying though,
post
because
conviction.
this shit really not that hard, my nigga. This shit black and white. If this was,
But you putting your personal. I feel like that's snitching on what instead of like
no,
actually what
my
snitching
nigga,
is.
that's snitching.
You told me I personally feel like that's snitching.
I do
But
feel like
that's
that's snitching, but that's
you
snitching.
feel like that. That's
Man,
not
come
like
on, man. This shit black and white, my
Okay,
nigga.
can I ask you this, Byron? If you okay, so listen, right? Listen, do you feel like you know protocol, right? I'm just gonna assume again. I'm assuming you do know what you're talking about. You know protocol. If you approach the Crips or any organization or any set or whatever you approach with the evidence you feel you have that he told, and you tell them one of your men snitching, and they say, okay, run it down. Do you feel like what you got is enough for them to accept what you saying about their mans?
Ain't my face on this shit?
I'm asking. That's on the
Ain't
internet. That's on the internet.
no, ain't no on no internet. I'm a
It's a
street
lot of people.
nigga.
It's a
I'm a
lot of
street nigga, bro.
it's
I be a lot
civilian
of
shit on
places
the
just
on
because
it,
you don't
right?
see it on the
But
internet.
that's not what I'm asking you. That's not what I'm asking you. I'm saying if you went and presented this to them, do you feel like they're gonna be like, you right, and we go exact punishment on the person you accusing and
Listen,
let you go? Right? Okay, that's all I'm
if
asking, man.
they,
That's
I
it. That's
can't
all.
tell you how them niggas gonna feel. What I'm telling you is this is what I know. And if a nigga
What how they
decide,
feel is the only thing that matter, though, right?
hell no,
Okay, well,
that's they homie.
right.
I know what I know. I don't give a fuck how nobody feel about it. If we being for real, cause
No,
I know what
I
I
just
know.
asked a
You know what
specific
I'm saying?
question if you felt like it would be enough for protocol and for
And
them to
and
take
and, and
action on it.
I'm telling you, my face is on it, right?
That don't answer the question though. But you answered
That
it
do
already
answer the
though. You said
question.
yes, you
That
felt
do
like it was
answer the
enough.
question.
All right.
That answer the question, my nigga. You asking me if I would go to them niggas and say it? Hell yeah, I would.
Listen, no, listen what I'm
Like
saying. Like
I don't get the point that you're trying to make by saying, do I think it's enough? If I'm
you
saying
answered
it.
the question and said Yes, man, it's a question. I don't have
I'm
no
saying it out
emotional
my mouth,
attachment.
nigga. It's enough. He
I
did
don't. I
it.
don't have. You're right, and I accepted your answer. I don't have no emotional attachment to this though. That'd be the difference with me though.
Listen, this how I talk, my nigga. I get animated. I get excited.
Right. I'm
You
just
feel
telling
me?
you. You answered the question. I'm cool.
Yeah, so it ain't about no emotional shit. It's just I'm reading through the lines too. This shit is black and white, and niggas trying to make it be everything but that.
I mean,
And
I
keep
don't
get,
think
oh man,
everybody
you
else is
said you took
trying
a.
to make it. We just Well, me, I'm gonna speak for myself. I just disagree with you. I'm not trying to make it anything. I just disagree. I'm
Yeah, you
interpreting
saying
it one
because
way.
98% of other
So
people
like,
do it
so
that it's
like,
cool.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Because 90 that part of that 98% of some of them told. So that's not what I'm saying. And that's his understanding with him saying that he's not involved in anything like that. I know why he would think that. There is no time to take a plea agreement. But almost everybody who'd have been in the streets, who've been through cases, then took some time, even if for a fucking parking ticket, motherfuckers then agreed to a lesser impeding traffic for no points and walk out the
But we
courtroom
ain't
so
we
there's no
ain't
point.
talking traffic. You know what he talking
I'm
about. He
making a
talking about
point.
we facing
I'm
a
making
hundred
a point.
years, nigga.
I'm just
You know
making
what
a
I'm
point. I'm
saying?
not saying it's the same.
A plea agreement only acceptable when it's only you by yourself and no co-defendants, man. That's just it. There's no other way around it. My
Okay,
father told me, you
then
don't you don't do no
hey,
why did you
Niz,
you
battle
don't
rap
you don't you
niggas?
don't do no
Niz, how
case,
many
bro.
times
My
you
father
tell,
told me,
bro?
bro. Hold on, my father told me, bro. You do your dirt by your lonely. Don't do that shit with nobody else, bro.
Yeah, but
That's for
everybody
a
don't
reason,
though,
bro.
so that don't apply to everybody.
But And when you
So why
don't,
did
but
you
when you
battle rap
don't, you end
niggas?
up in situations like this right here. And
So
that's
so
why
why did
dude is in the
okay, all right,
situation
so
he's in right now.
so Nez, that's Nez? Is that Nez that was talking?
Yeah, it's Nez right
All
here.
right, what's up, Nez? So listen, this
What's up?
so if that's the case, I'm confused as to why the battle rap community was confused when my co-defendant.
They pick and choose. They pick and
Okay,
choose. And you
god
as a
damn, can I
subjective,
answer the
yeah.
full question? I'm calm, man. I'm calm. So why was everybody confused then when my co-defendants took a plea, but because of the narrative and I was new, you know what I'm saying? Well did facts tell? No, my co-defendants took a plea. Why y'all ain't say they told? And I don't believe they told.
Because them niggas don't know how to read paperwork facts, and they couldn't see the fact that your codies took the plea, and they, you know what I'm saying?
Right, okay, I just want to know. I just want to ask that where everybody was listening. Okay, that's cool. I accept that.
Man, I feel y'all. I do crime alone, man. I do crime alone. So it's love.
Yeah, it's
Look,
not. It's not. I don't. I can't. I'm not getting. I'm not about to get mad at nobody over another nigga shit. I'm gonna be passionate about somebody putting snitch or pedophile on a nigga jacket because I come from that and I know the consequences that's supposed to come with that. And I wish it can be exacted. You know what I'm saying? Like it did before, but with the internet, social media, all these cameras and shit out here, people able to get away with it. People got a voice who wouldn't have a voice otherwise, and that ain't going at Byron Blake, Nez, or nobody. I'm just meaning in general.
the PSR process. You know that you cannot tell them you was conspiring to move drugs across state lines without giving them detail. You know
Well,
that.
no, listen. I don't know that, and I'm not saying you lying. I don't know that. I don't have a problem with saying I don't know if it's something I don't know. I don't know that to be the case. So if that's the case,
Look it up.
I would, but I'm just saying I don't know that. I just don't.
I mean, we just
I don't have a problem.
you know, across state lines without giving them detail. You know
Well,
that.
no, listen. I don't know that, and I'm not saying you lying. I don't know that. I don't have a problem with saying I don't know if it's something I don't know. I don't know that to be the case. So if that's the case,
Look it up.
I would, but I'm just saying I don't know that. I just don't.
I mean, we just talk the whole conversation. We've been talking about how it goes. You think you gonna tell the feds? The feds done put a RICO case on you for moving drugs across state lines. You think you gonna go in there and tell them that you was doing it without saying no detail at
Well,
all?
I
Who
know
you was
it's
with? Where
it's
y'all was
plenty
Hey,
of
getting it
hey,
different
from?
things
Byron.
where you can say
So
no
you,
contest and you
hey,
don't have to give details of
hey,
the account,
facts.
man. There's plenty of times
Come
you can do
on,
that.
man.
There's plenty of times you can
Hey,
do that.
facts. Hey, Byron. Let me
Come
ask you
on,
this.
man.
So you saying that top leader nigga, right? He got it because Surf pleaded out to his shit.
Bro, what's
The top leader
all
nigga,
that?
he faced consequences.
Yeah, if he said he did it in furtherance of the gang and dude is charged with running the gang, that means he did it for dude.
Okay.
No, that
I
means his
bet.
intent was in furtherance of the game, man. It's like it's to me, it's
Like
okay. So it's like
it's
this,
a
Byron. You know this.
lot of
Can
legal
we?
jargon
Yeah,
and a lot of
that's what I'm
specifics
about
that
to
like
say.
niggas is not.
But this what I'm about to say. I'm not gonna say you wrong and I'm right, Byron. This
That's why I said it's a legal pleading, so people can go look up the word legal pleading and understand what it means. When
okay.
somebody get up there and raise their hand under oath, it don't matter if it's about a goddamn plea agreement or if you at a motion hearing or if you plead not guilty, whatever you doing, a
I want to.
preliminary hearing, whatever stage it is. Once you raise your hand, that stenographer type that shit up, it's on the record.
Okay, so I want to leave my. I'm gonna end with this as far as me, and I'm gonna ask you if you agree with this. So the language of the law, right, is two lawyers could go back and forth about the same case. You know what I'm saying? A case law, or whatever like that. They can interpret it different, and they fight to get the judge to see it their way. That happens, right?
Yeah,
So
all the
so
time.
with me and you interpreting what we interpret the law to be is just two different perspectives. And you saying your way is right, I'm saying my way of interpretation is right. We just disagree. That's all right, right?
I don't agree with that.
But you that so if two lawyers go back and forth and disagree on a case, me and you just right over me.
On a case law. In this case, bro, I'm telling you, if you saying that this is not cooperating against his co-defendant, it don't work against his co-defendant, you wrong.
Okay, so all I was just trying to find a happy medium that made sense. You know what
No,
I'm
but I'm saying
saying?
I got the right to say I don't
No,
agree, right?
you do. I just
Yeah,
said I was
I
trying.
don't
All right,
agree with
cool.
that. I'm
So I'm
telling you,
I'm
you
cool.
wrong,
I
my
said
nigga.
what I had to say, man. It's cool.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you wrong in this case if you don't feel like that.
That's hey, listen, I'm saying that neither one of us, all I'm not saying that I'm saying that neither one of us what our opinion is really even matter to people because we're not the ones that go exact punishment on him if it's deserved. I'm saying I'm reserving the right there. If anything further come out that says the opposite, cool. I won't act like I don't see it because I don't have no ulterior motive. But neither one of us what we think really matter at the end of the day.
We out here chillin', reminiscing, sipping, ain't smoking sour, leaving flowers for
Hello, hi, my name is Chocolate. I'm representing Ferguson Frontline, and when I need information, I tap in with Bud Cuz, Mr. No Faking and Nonfiction.
Hello, my name is Chad Jackson with Cop Watch St. Louis, and when I'm trying to tap in and need information, I hit a Bud Cuz, Mr. No Faking and Nonfiction.
Hi, my name is Cheyenne, and I'm representing my community. When I want information, I tap in with Bud Cuz, Mr. No Faking and Nonfiction.
Y'all know what it is, man. It's dope boy juice, and I'm messing with my boy Bud Cuz, no faking. Y'all know what it is. Straight out of St. Louis, St. In, man. Y'all know what it is. My thing on, baby. Ooh-wee.
Yo, what's up? It's your main man, Bud Cuz, Mr. No Faking. And y'all just heard the news. They telling y'all what it is. Tap in with Nonfiction. You got the landlord, the goddamn truth, Elroy, pure facts, and bam, baby, it's so real. Y'all know what time it is, man. Fuck with me and I fuck with y'all. Go to YouTube, subscribe. Nonfiction, Cousin 84.